Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit NA number 8. The 8th and final. This is the last open circuit broadcast. I'm TJ, once again joined by Chalky. Chalky, it's been a marathon day of casting.
Yep, and we're down to it now. I mean, these two matches basically decide two of I believe, our last two competitors for the Premier Tournament. So, what's on the line for this match? If Leo Main wins, he will be playing. I believe this is how. I'm not sure if they play a tiebreaker, or if there's some alternative tiebreaker, but he would be in a tie with Dart at 12 points. So one of those two would go. But if he loses, then Dart just outright gets a trip. Tiebreakers are played off stream, I'm getting word. So there would be a tiebreaker match between Leo Main and Dart, should Leo Main win this match. So Tang can't really qualify. He's kind of playing in Dart's stead. He's his champion for this match. And, of course, in our final match, whoever wins that's just in the Premier Tournament. So the Rat and Weasel, both with solid chance to make it there.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at these guys' lineups, Tang, the only player with the Druid in NA number 8. Saw lots of Druids in the last. In EU earlier in the day, but a little bit more diversity going on right now. We just saw Leo Main. I mean, his lineup looked pretty strong. He has the Trifecta Trap Hunter, which was pretty amusing, to say the least.
It's definitely fun to cast.
Relatively successful. He did manage to find a win with it. It took him a few tries, but he did manage to. And just couldn't manage to pull out that last game. But Tang had a little bit of a rougher first series.
Yeah, only took one game. He has that very slow, rampy Druid. I believe he had... Did we see his Warlock deck?
No.
So we didn't see his Warlock deck, but we know the Hunter is just a slow Hunter. It's got double Web Spinner, but we did see an explosive trap in it. So
slow.
Yeah, we're in for some slow games, TJ. Maybe. Who knows? It's still a Hunter deck at the end of the day. Both players have that, and...
We have not seen a 3-0 today. The large majority of our matches, I believe 4 out of the 6 we've watched so far have been 3-2s.
Yep.
And the other 2 were 3-1s.
We are 2 games off of the theoretical maximum we could have played.
Yes.
You know, feels a little bad after 6 hours of that, but it's nice to see the player's skill so close.
Yeah, we are also probably nearing the maximum amount of turn time as well, considering
we've had our fair share of burning rope. Life coach would be proud.
He would. He'd be very proud. Players are finishing up their pre-match prep.
TJ, what's your pre-match prep? What do you do before every match?
Before every Hearthstone match?
Yeah. No, every tournament match. Like, do you have any special prep?
I've only really competed in like 4 tournaments, maybe 5.
Okay.
And
So
I've
you're a
streamed
newbie.
all of them, I think. So
Okay.
I don't really. Usually, I just talk to people. I don't have like a
Whoa.
ritual. Yeah,
That's your ritual. You talk to people.
I talk to people.
You're so, like, anxious to play that you just gotta let it all out.
I do get some pretty intense tournament anxiety. That's why I decided to cast instead of play. I have
Okay.
proven though recently that I have what it takes.
TJ Azumo Cutie
That I am
Sanders
skilled.
is a top competitor in the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit. You're actually, let me check what place you're in, TJ.
With my GEICO point place.
TJ Azumo is in 70th place.
Well, I'm in a like 20-way tie
Wait,
for
off.
47th.
You're in a 27-way tie for 47th place. Yeah.
With big names such as Koyuki, GCT Turth, Death Star, Kranich, Green Sheep,
Blackout. All of my
Blackout,
team.
Fibonacci, Handsome Guy,
Okay.
Redwall 420,
All right. So
Wampy.
you can keep justifying that. Meanwhile, I'm going to cast this match. There is a wild growth for Tang. I mean, it's nice. I feel like he kind of deserved it. He didn't really get it in either game. Or no, he did get it in one of the games against the Rat. He just got smorked down by the mid-range Paladin.
He did. Not something that we say very often, but it did happen.
It did. We were both there. We could prove it. And we saw Tang lose this matchup to the Rat, but I feel like the Leo main has a much worse start than the Rat did, and Tang has a much better start than he did. He's got the Joan.
Picking up the Joan.
Yep, and I think the Joan might hit this game. I think it might get a hit.
Whoa.
A double hit.
Wow.
Wow. Do you think he'll Joan him? I'd Joan him.
I mean, what other option does he have?
Well, starting soon, he's going to have Innervate Kel'Thuzad. He could do that this turn, but there's really not a point.
I mean, he can even Wrath and then Innervate Joan.
Wow. Sick.
Sick.
Disgusting.
Lumion does have Prep Sprint, so he can sort of...
I'd like to draw attention
accelerate
back to Tang's face. Because
Mm.
that is probably the exact pose he's in right now. All right,
Feels like
no Joan. Just gonna...
he's waiting for a little bit of extra value. I mean, he figured, okay, he didn't have anything to play. Lotheb is a rogue's worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have a play here. He can just throw in the Paladin Shredder, attack in with the dagger, and get some extra value out of the anti-Keelbot.
Sure.
That is above average stats for a Paladin Shredder driver.
Is it above average?
It's above
Or
average stats.
Or just average?
No, it's above average.
What's the average?
Like very close to 2-2.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain's Parrot and Novice Engineer are just bringing down.
Yeah, but Millhouse and Succubus are bringing it up.
Yeah, but there's more that are bringing it down. Like Bluegill Warrior. And there's a lot of 2-2s.
All right.
Bias Ringleader.
I'll believe you.
Scavenging Hyena. It's in between 2-2 and 2, and it's in between a 2-2 and like 4 stats and 5 stats.
Okay.
Which means that 5 stats would be above average.
You're right. It's on average 1.88 attack. So let's say 2 and 2.45 health. So between 2 and 3. So it's a little over average, yeah.
Oh, so like I said,
today I learned
the average.
Listen, today I learned, TJ. Thank you for the lesson.
You're welcome. I wonder how those stats will change after the grand tournament is released.
Hopefully they change by Piloted Shredder just, being deleted. But anyway, we see even more weapon removal from Tang. Just gonna slam down Druid of the Claw again. 1 sap gone for Leo main. And it didn't really push much damage, if any.
We haven't seen combo, I don't think, from Tang. It's just heavy ramp.
Could just be heavy ramp. Well, we're going to see the sprint come out this turn with the prep for Leo main. And not what he really wanted to see. I mean, I guess he got the Tinkers. He could prep out the Tinkers this turn. And backstab. I think that's what it's going to be. Of course,
Not too shabby.
This will prompt either the Ooze or the Joan. Listen, all I know, this weapon is getting removed. That's all I know, TJ.
If he oozes him, then if he goes with the acidic swamp tech,
Yeah.
then he can also fit in a swipe to clear off the 6-3.
A swipe tech.
Yeah, the swipe tech.
Yeah.
If he Jones him though, then he might draw into another way to deal with it, but that's very unreliable.
Yep. he could always innervate out the swipe with Harrison Jones, but Harrison Jones is probably likely to get 2 draws this game. Like, if you just wait out a little bit. Well, looks like he's going for it, though. Could always just innervate out Sledge Belcher, I guess.
Yeah.
Nope, gonna be the swipe, so going with the most aggressive play. Aggressively defensive.
Mm-hmm.
And Leo Main's out of stuff.
He's even been through a sprint, and he's still out of stuff.
Yeah, he's going to probably Teacher, Backstab, Deadly, clear it off, and then get oozed. And
Rough life.
And his hand's going to be down to 2 flurries with no weapon buffs.
And a sap.
Yep, sap again, only really too relevant when you're also pushing a lot of board pressure. So that is what he's going to go with. And we'll have to see how it works out. I mean, I figure Tang's probably just going to lure to draw and then ooze. I guess he could be a little scared, though. Maybe like Belcher, Hero Power ooze. Set up another taunt.
I'm not sure what he could be really that scared of.
Ooh, could just play that.
Yeah, I still haven't seen second sap.
Yeah, but once it gets second sapped, you just play it again.
Really tough choice. Definitely deserves a rope.
And he's going to go for it. So, yeah, I think like you said, this is going to get the sap out. Leo Main really going to want to draw that second sprint this game.
I don't know if he's going to... Well, he's not really on a clock because Ting is very slow druid, doesn't have a combo, so he does have some time.
Yeah. He knows there's no combo because he didn't just die instantly. So...
And I mean, he's just going to start juicing damage.
He's even going to juice out the Blade Flurry, I think. You could even face tank the ooze. Just push as much as possible. Yep. Yeah. So I really like this. Gotta go. You know that Ancient War is coming back, so gotta push while you can.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still going to be pretty rough for him to get through.
Now he's in both saps, so he's thinking, oh, yes. Swipe off the top would be the best draw that Leo Main could possibly have. And if he doesn't pick up the swipe, or sorry, the sprint.
Sprint, yeah. Well, that's not the worst. Swipe. Oh boy, a swipe. Yeah, now it's gonna get pretty bad. I mean, there's only more taunts from Tang's point of view.
Leo Main, your juicing days are over.
Yeah, slow down there, buddy. It's taunting time.
Oh no!
It's the mind control tech. So you can hero power off a 1/1. Mind control tech. Kill off the teacher if you don't steal it, and then Belcher.
Wow. And, I mean, that'll pretty much be the game, because even though it's going to take Tang a while, he's still, like, what is Leo Main going to do? Oh, man.
I don't even think Tang has hit the face this game, and Leo Main's at 11. He might have hero powered it once or twice, but... we're not going to see mind control tech. I guess he wants to silence. Deny that card draw. And I don't think that's going to do it quite yet, because he can clear off the Belcher, but he has to clear Belcher. he can't do anything else. He has to trade all 5 1/1s in and load them. Yeah. Not going to work out, so he'll just concede.
Yep. Realizes that it's pretty much a lost game. And Tang takes a lead in the series. Does find a win with the Druid. Still, I mean, we said it earlier, yet to see the Warlock deck from Tang.
Yep. Probably we'll see it this match, unless his Hunter gets 3-0'd and he chooses not to bring out the Warlock. And in that case, I mean, he's out of the tournament, so it doesn't really matter. But
yeah,
we'll probably see it.
We probably will. And Leo Main, I mean, we haven't really gotten to see a pattern of what he likes to do with his deck choices. So I don't really have too much of a guess of what he's going to do.
He's just going to play a Hearthstone deck, man.
Just going to just queue it up.
Yeah, just bop it.
Eventually, the longer this cast goes, the more it devolves down to basically just a giant inside joke.
It's just
eventually the viewers are just going to rotate out enough to where the people that are in the chat are going to be like, what are these guys talking about?
Are they just talking about the Bop It toy? Like, yes, we are.
Yes, we did. We went there. All right, Hunter versus Hunter.
Hey, at least there's a Leopard Home. It might be quick.
Thank God.
Oh, man. There's only a Mad Scientist for Tang. This is a slower Hunter deck, so that's about what you can expect, but a Haunted Creeper would have been ideal for him.
Leopard Gnome, attend me.
No, it's Abusive Sergeant, attend me. Because, yeah, he's the one that attends you. Ready, sir. Now, we have seen Leo Main jam out an Arcane Golem on 3 before. And I believe he won that game convincingly. So,
statistically,
100% win rate on Curve Arcane Golem.
Yeah. But he does have Animal Companion, which usually is better.
Usually. But
not always.
Not always. So, unfortunately for Leo Main here, I feel like his Scientist is going to get threatened by the Freezing Trap, which will probably come out for Tang. Tang does play Explosive Trap. So if Leo Main's aware of this, I think I'd like to see him just attack in with the Scientist. If it gets frozen, boo-hoo. If it gets explosive, woohoo.
Alright, what did he get? Freezing. Little rough.
Yep. Gets to play that Animal Companion anyway. Still ahead on initiative. Got the worst one, but hey. Can't win them all. Think this will get Hunters marked? I feel like it might be the best value you get out of it this game.
He does have high mains.
Does he? Leo main?
Yeah.
Okay.
100% sure.
Okay. I just didn't remember. Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, that's about as much as you can ask for there. So.
Yeah. And Tang has his own Shredder to match.
Yeah, but he's going to be really behind on health, really behind on initiative.
Which are the two big things here.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to just see that Arcane Golem come out next turn.
Just pile on the pressure.
I'd like to see it. I just want to see Leo Main crush him just in this game.
Turn 6, please.
Turn 6 lethal. But we'll have to see what comes out of the Shredder.
Regardless, it looks like it's probably not going to be a 3-0.
Yeah. Leo Main is in quite a nice position. Could do 10 this turn if he wanted to, maximum. Or he could like set up a trap, maybe threaten freezing. Maybe just play one Abusive Sergeant, fit in the hero power, save the other one for your King Golem. Looks like that's what he's going to do. I like this. This is the the good play. It makes sense.
Yeah, most efficient use of damage.
Yeah, he fits in all of his 5 mana, doesn't have to mana ramp his opponent, gets a trap down, gets the hero power in, so.
A-okay.
A-okay indeed. I mean,
Ooh.
Tango's face.
Tang, don't you know? That trap could be anything.
You fool. You played right into his random trap.
I mean, I guess he played around like most.
Snake. He played around Snake.
Yeah, Snake would have like been really
He
bad.
decided Snake was worse for him than Explosive.
Now, I mean, look how much damage he's just staring at. I mean, the
Yeah.
best play for Tang is probably just a web spinner.
Web Spinner
Houndmaster.
Houndmaster. Yeah.
And then his. What if he has Unleash?
What
Then
if
he
he
just-
has the Unleash?
Then he just buffs the Scavenging Hyena.
This guy's pasta is crazy. Well, Unleash would end it. No.
I don't know.
So, he can push through 8 this turn. But 8 is not 12. And 8 is not 10, which would also be very relevant. And Tang has double kill command and a bow, so if Tang can survive an extra turn, I think Tang can 2-turn Leomane. And so if Leomane can't 2-turn him, that could be very, very bad.
Yeah. And he ramps him a little bit here.
Yep. It's going to ramp him.
The thing is, can he fit in a beast? Can he kill everything?
Ooh, freezing trap. So you can go...
Kodo?
Oh, you can go... Yeah, you can go Kodo, freezing trap, then you have to trade into the Arcane Golem. You can leave out the Abusive Sergeant. You get to push 4 damage, put him to 20. And you leave out at least 7, probably more. And you have that beast out. So that's probably around 9 damage, according to averages. Then you get 10 next turn from kill commands and 12 from the hero power. That would be enough. I see a pretty winning line here. You have to kill the Arcane Golem with your Shredder. And set that freezing trap and hope. That's what he's going to do.
But what attack does he need from this?
Okay,
Well,
so
this plays around a... Oh.
this leaves out even more damage. Oh, a quick shot off the top.
Alright, well, it didn't matter.
He's going to check for the trap. Just to
Wasn't
see
he just dead?
more
anyway?
information. Huh?
He just left enough damage for him to kill him. Regardless.
No, there was a freezing.
Yeah, he could have... He had 7 mana. He just freeze the Arcane Golem, bring it back, and then attack.
Oh, yeah, he left the Arcane Golem. Oh, yeah, that was a complete mistake. I didn't even realize it. Like, I was so sure he wouldn't.
So
Huh.
sure he wouldn't that you were just blinded by the fact that he did.
Yeah, small mistake. Well, big mistake, but...
Didn't call...
See-
It didn't matter.
Well, it did matter, TJ.
Well, it didn't matter, but it could have mattered.
It tilted him. He didn't even get to see the quick shot. He just saw that the Arcane Golem got frozen, and he's like, man, I'm an idiot. I'm conceding.
Well, going into game number 3 here. Patron Warrior for Leomane versus the Hunter from Tang.
Yep.
It's
So
a
we
kick
did
in the
see-
glass.
We did see Tang is running two freezing traps and an explosive trap.
Mm-hmm.
So good information for Leomane to have. Good on him to check for that at the very end.
Yeah.
He's going to have a pretty anti-aggro hand to start out with. But, of course, this matchup we've seen multiple times today. You really have to not only just get through the early game, but kind of turn around the game at some point and put yourself ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Which usually involves just patrons.
Yep. And no patrons yet, but like you said, has a decent hand for the early game.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. It's a Huffer. That's a lot of damage.
Well, I don't think you wanted Huffer.
You wanted Misha?
You wanted Misha. because that would at least force out an extra point of removal from Leomain, and this lets him develop a Frothing, and now you can't Houndmaster. He does have Shredder, though, so it's not too bad. It's not that bad. He's pushing a lot of damage. He's got the Shredder into Lotheb Curve, so things could work out, but an Inner Rage top deck was really big here for Leomain, because now he can clear that off.
And start pushing.
Yeah, start pushing hard.
Oh, no! I guess that doesn't matter. That's actually really good, because rogues don't have ways to activate that. Or, sorry, hunters don't have ways to activate that.
I thought you were saying, oh no, for Tang, and I was like, yeah, oh no. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Egg does nothing here, and, yeah, now, like I was kind of saying, Leomain has found not only a way to stabilize, but push ahead. So he could have done 11 this turn, put him to 14 with the Despite. And then he'd have 6 plus the Whirlwind, double Whirlwind next turn. I think that might have just been enough if he went for it. He would need a Whirlwind twice on 4 targets. And I would think there'd be 4 targets out. But just going to go for the draw. Still in a pretty nice spot. It's not like Tang can afford to go face. So now he has to do the trading.
The next level play would be to Hunter's Mark your own egg so it dies to a Whirlwind effect.
Wow. Awesome. I mean, I think you could Hunter's Mark his Frothing. That way it dies to a Whirlwind effect. That way you're not dead. But,
wow.
Hey, you know what, TJ? I like your play too.
It's all about the creativity.
Yeah, you really got to feel good about yourself as you lose the game to Frothing.
Mm-hmm. What do you even do? Haunted Creeper.
What do you do? I mean, he can't clear off both Frothing. Okay, he could Hunter's Mark and bow it off. I gotta assume that's what he's gonna do. So he's gonna take 2 instead of 5. Okay, so he's trying to stabilize his health, I guess. Takes as little damage as possible, but this does kind of throw away his Lotheb.
Yeah.
Well, probably best he did that or else he'd be in really bad shape. But still, he's in really bad shape.
Yeah, he's gonna get a card from the Acolyte here, plus 3 cards from the battle
Oh,
rate.
he should have Hunter's marked the egg.
Oh, if only. Then he wouldn't have been able to kill the frog.
Then he'd be dead. But we won't talk about that.
But he'd have a 4/4 to Ruby.
Whoa!
Buff egg.
Yeah, Nerubian egg sucks, man. Needs the buffs.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Tang is just dead. Not yet, but
He's not dead. But
soon to be dead.
those 4 Despite charges, yeah, those will kill him. Oh, he could, like, Freezing, his Gnomish, Cruel Task, his Acolyte, trade it in, maybe play Armorsmith. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
How should I kill him?
How shall I end you?
With the Death Spite? With the Emperor?
It was the Patron Warrior with the Despite in the kitchen. Oh, don't play the Armorsmith now. Alright. Who needs armor? Sometimes Patron Warrior, it just takes an agonizingly long time to close out the game.
Sometimes every deck.
That seems to be the case today. Oh man, Spell Power Explosive Trap, that's insane, TJ. Oh. Rip.
Spell Power Snipe can take out Emperor Thorsan.
By the power of... Oh.
By the power of...
Pop it. What do you think he's gonna bop here? Oh, he already bopped the Armor Smith. Okay. Well, he can Owl and Houndmaster it. And Hero Power. Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy.
And he even gets to weave in the Hero Power.
He's clocking him.
Coming in at a speed of maybe at this rate 24 turn lethal.
Yeah, this should just about do it. Still doesn't develop the death.
He's one off. He can execute the egg. Trade in the ghoul, and he'd be one off. What a cruel world we live in, TJ.
Well, that's pretty much guaranteed with the Death Bite the next turn, so... Please don't rope, Tang.
He's literally dead.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Fits in a hero power at the end, though. Okay, moving on to game number 4. Leo Main versus Tang. Leo Main is on match point. Needs to find a win with the Rogue.
The Rogue. That was where he struggled last series. Did make it to 3-2 and lost with that Rogue, but of course that was just kind of a one-game sample size. Probably a little bit of a fluke. Of course, he made it this far with that Rogue deck. We've got the Rat in the finals with the Rogue deck, so definitely a strong class. Still have yet to see Tang's Warlock deck, and we still have yet to see it.
Yeah, he might be hiding it.
It's super secret.
Yeah, this matchup...
Game 5 only.
Yeah, this matchup is... It's the Silver Scrapes of Tang's deck list.
It's just named Silver Scrapes.
Silver Scrapes.
That was my rendition.
Great rendition.
Thank you, thank you. Well, it's going to be the mid-range hunter against Rogue. Traditionally, people tend to think the Rogue has a slight advantage. If you can get that early aggression going, supplement it with saps and spells, do what Rogue does best, do the things.
Yep.
And it's an awkward hand.
Well, I mean, he can Mad Scientist and then next turn coin out the Piloted Shredder, which is pretty
I'm telling
decent.
you, man, that Hunter's Mark has not been putting in much work for him.
Not at all.
It's been in his hand every time, and it's done nothing. And he's struggled to find Houndmaster targets, really. Bow is it's a good pickup if it can line up into like the SA Agent and the other 3/3s in the Rogue deck.
Yeah.
And he is going to put himself a little ahead on board, technically, with the Shredder. I think... Ooh. You don't really want to play that Shredder. I mean, you want to, but you don't want to leave up a Violet Teacher. All those 1/1s. Imagine them.
Yeah, he could still like play the Shredder and like Hunter's Mark and trade in, but that Hunter's Mark is like 0 mana, do 1 damage.
Well, it's basically spend 4 mana to develop a random 2-drop. Because you already
convoluted.
You already have a Shredder out, so what you can do instead, if you want to clear it, is you bow in Hunter's Mark. You get to push more damage, you develop a Shredder, and instead of a random 2-drop, you develop a bow.
You float a mana.
Makes a lot more sense. Yeah, but you essentially float 2 mana with the Shredder play. You feel me?
Yes.
Alright. He's going to go with the bow play. I agree. Decides cannot let that Violet Teacher live. It's too much of a threat. And for Liamane, I mean, he's got prep. No spells.
Yeah, if he had had something like a sap, that would have been money last turn. He could have bought your
Beautiful.
prep sap.
Yep. Well, there's Sprint. Of course, Sprint's not always a card you want to play too early on in the game, but it might be a case where he kind of has to. He can go for South Sea Deckhand SI Agent with a dagger up this turn if he wanted to. Maybe try to clear off some things. It looks like he's going to go for that Sprint. Deciding he needs better tools to combat this board.
Yeah, but he's giving up a lot of this turn. Whoa, double backstab, though. This could be a full clear.
This could be a full clear out of nowhere. And you were saying he was giving up a lot of his turn. He's going to play 4 cards! Shing!
We can't even hear the Hearthstone sound, so...
That was just pure from my mind.
Nice.
Well, there's the freezing trap, of course. Going to be answered by... Haha, the South Sea Deckhand.
Yeah, one of the...
Tang's putting on a lot of pressure, though. I mean, he's got 13 out there right now. An easy lethal with the burn spells in his hand. So, Leo Main has to do something about that.
Yeah.
I could see, like, Deadly Poison, Backstab, SI, and Face, I guess. Like, you have to clock your opponent at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Now some are Blood Mage, but I like the Deadly.
Yeah, no, you have to develop the most damage possible. Backstab, it would make sense if you were like trying to hold on to that SI for later, but you're not. It's not something you need to do.
Yeah.
So it's time to smork him. And this is going to put Tang at 14, and it's going to leave 11 on the board. It's actually 1 off for next turn if everything were to survive, but I don't think everything is going to survive. In fact, I think it might just be Lotheb. Lotheb Hero Power basically... It doesn't lock up the game because of things like Healbot. But yeah, he knows that there's a South Sea in the hand. So... He knows that there's exactly 13, at a minimum, represented from Leo Main. Of course, that's not enough to kill him, though.
He would need just, like, any point of direct damage, though, which is so easy.
They're all spells. They're all spells except SI Agent number 2. So if you Lotheb Hero Power face, you set your opponent into basically a situation they're always going to lose from Quick Shot Kill Command.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the play. So Leo Main needs to top deck a heal, or just a point of damage that's not a spell. Okay, he's going to go for a little bit of a defensive play. He still has lethal set up with what's on board. And, oh...
The 7-mana sap.
That's lethal, but it's not enough. Yeah, he has to sap the Shredder.
And hope there's no damage.
And go face. Well, you would sap the... yeah, I guess you do still have to sap the Shredder and hope there's no damage. You could survive, but then how do you win? You'd have to sap Shredder, trade, and pass.
Give yourself turn to draw on to heal.
Yeah, I guess if he values that as his best option. Could,
Alright, so if he saps, if he clears Lotheb, saps the Shredder, goes face with the dagger, next turn, he can dagger South Sea Oil and not win. Because it'd be 9.
Wow. That play, so innovative. Wow. Wait, no, okay, hold on to the dagger. Instead, South Sea, Oil, Eviscerate, win.
That is.
I found the winning play, TJ. So he's on an Oil to win now. So definitely a really good spot from Leo Main. deciding he was probably dead based on the way Tang played it. I feel like that was a really nice read. And he actually survives through kill command by 1 health this turn. But next turn he's dead. So
He's got 2 oils left in the deck, though.
He's got 2 oils. Is there anything else? Eviscerate would be 1 off. Would Deadly Poison do anything? No. So he has 10 damage right now with 9 mana. But that's not enough. He needs that oil, I think. Maybe a prep wouldn't do too much. Only thing I see is oil.
Yeah.
Especially with Dr. Boom coming down. SI Agent is 1 draw too late. And that's not enough. He's 3 off.
He can
survive to what he knows. So he's got Flurry of this to survive.
Both of these boom bots
Need to hit the Azure Drake. Oh! The one time they don't kill an Azure Drake and you wanted them to.
Well, he drew it a double kill command anyway.
So, as TJ would say, didn't matter anyway.
Didn't matter anyway.
Jeez.
And for what seems like the 28th time today, we're going to a Game 5.
Do-do-do.
Uh-oh, it's time for the Silver Scrapes deck.
Bring out the Silver Scrapes, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch this Warlock just be insane. He's
Just
got Dread
a
Steed
weird deck. He's got what? Oh, Dread Steed, okay.
Yeah. The old Dread Steed Anima Golem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a combo. No, it's just Zoo. In the most shocking turn of events, Tang is playing Standard Zoo.
Turns out Blizzard Korea had an event where they released 1 card from the set early, the Dread Steed, and Tang managed to get it on NA.
Yeah.
Doo-doo-doo. The epic finale of the 3rd place match.
Well, it means a lot for Leo Main.
Yeah.
It would put him in a tie with Dart, so he would have his chance to qualify for the Premier Tournament. If Tang wins, then he walks away with a little bit of money, and Dart walks into the Premier Tournament this weekend. So Dart's probably watching this, like biting his nails. Please win, Tang.
On the back of the Zoo deck, can he do it? Banana.
Jeez. You know what? I'm going to turn it on in the background here. It's been a long day.
Me too. Give us a little bit of energy.
You want to get the 15-minute version going?
Yes.
Alright, I got the 10-hour version. That's the top one. Doo-doo.
Alright.
Alright, I've got it going. We're going to see a Haunted Creeper out from Tang.
There's the heal bot that he needed for so long last game.
Yep. He can maybe start getting through this. Looks like he will choose to do that. Just sack in the South Sea deckhand.
Essentially just trading 1 card for 1 card here. He's just taking a little bit of extra damage in the process.
Yeah, takes 3 from that, which is relevant. The Zoodeck's the general aggressor in this matchup.
It's going to be tough for Leo Main, though. I mean, his hand is really not good. He doesn't have any tempo-gaining tools early on. No prep to...
Yeah.
to
Well, he
couple
needs a prep
sprint.
next turn, I think.
Yeah.
That would be the dream.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But of course, Tang going to think about this play.
He's taking a minute to boot up his 10-hour silver scrapes as well.
Alright, he goes with the most aggressive play possible, which works out pretty well considering Liu Mane basically has nothing. Normally this could get really punished by, like, if you had an SI agent, or a backstab, or a fan of knives. But nope, there's absolutely nothing there, so you're just gonna deadly poison it off.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. And this is what lost Liu Mane the game last time, but he does have the sap this time.
Definitely having flashbacks.
Yep. Gotta choose between the Azure Drake and the Lotheb, I think, are the two main options here. Lotheb denies the coin, also denies things like Implosion and Power Overwhelming, which are pretty important.
Also, Lotheb can't get traded in with what's on board, whereas
Yeah.
Azure Drake can. I mean, like, 1 damage is pretty easy to come by when you're talking about Zoo decks with Abusive Sergeant, Direwolf Alpha,
Yep.
but I do like the amount of power that this displays. Tank could just answer with his own Lotheb.
Mm-hmm. Could do that indeed. Would present some problems to Liu Mane. Yep. Going to do that and just hit face.
I mean, Lotheb is just so... See Chucky just rocking out. Lotheb just is such a tough thing for rogues to deal with because pretty much all of their engines are spell-based.
Yeah, all it really turned off here was the sap. But that is quite a big deal because with sap, Liu Mane could maybe like trade into the Void Caller and sap what comes out. But instead, he really can't do that. There was a Void Walker picked up from Tang, which could kind of screw up this Void Caller. But I really doubt Liu Mane's going to clear it this turn.
No. He's had some bad experiences. And he actually throws the 3 damage dagger into the 1/1 just to try and protect.
Yeah, very
Azure
much
Drake.
respecting that.
Yeah.
And Tang could go for Flame Imp, Void Walker, Implosion, Trade, Doomguard Face.
Wow. That's actually a really strong play.
Yep, could end up with a board of 7 demons when all is said and done.
And I really don't see a stronger play than that, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, his other cards are,
Targets for Owl and not really...
his other cards are
to play
Egg
Nerubian.
and Coin. And Owl, I suppose. It's going to be Implosion first.
What if he hits for 4?
Oh no, he hit for 4! Unlucky!
Disaster.
Disaster has struck. He
When
could
is
have
it
had
a
that.
bad thing to hit for 4? Right now.
Well, he could have just traded for, like, played Flame Imp, played Void Walker, traded first. If he really wanted. It's not that bad to have just a Void Color out. If he's gonna put out the. If he puts out the egg, yeah, I mean, you gotta put out the demons. And there is no threat of a Blade Flurry right now, so.
Ooh.
Well,
It's something.
if he had that Deadly Poison Dagger, he could sprint looking for the Blade Flurry, but he does not have that.
I think he might just... Do you think he has to fight back on board here?
I mean, he's got to do something.
What if he prep sprints and doesn't find anything?
Oh, God.
Then he's looking at 11 damage on the board. Yeah, I think Azure Drake is what he needs to do.
He's just going to
ahead
sap
and-
that Void Collar.
Probably just going to be replayed.
Tang is off by 3.
You can get a Knife Juggler, trade in an Imp, Void Caller, trade in the rest of the imps and then go face. But it's worth some thought. Tang
It
putting
is
on his
always
thinking
worth
cap.
some thought. The Flame Imp won't do much. So, I mean, I feel like it's really on Leo Main to find a big board clear turn. I don't know what that could be. Especially if an egg comes out.
Yeah.
Still, I think I'd like Void Color a little more. But, just gonna go with that. Maybe play the Flame Imp after. Yep. So, maybe... it's a little unfortunate as Azure Drakes are gone. I could have gone for like Azure Drake and a Fan of Knives. That would have been really kind of nice. Of course, the egg screws that up, but...
That's a card.
It's not a good one. So, you're facing
Hit
that
the board.
lethal. Yeah.
He has to prep sprint.
Could heal bot, but what are you really looking to get out of that? Just stalling. Not even a turn. You're stalling less than a turn with that. So there's 12 on board. That would be 16 if he traded in one and then Doomguarded face. And
Prep zap?
this will put him
Alright,
at
he's dead.
9 on board. And of course, he does
The
have...
Doomguard from hand.
You know,
We've made it.
I think this plays okay, though. With his dying breath, Leo Main makes an okay play.
Yeah,
I
a
liked
little
it.
bit rough for Leo Main. He just needed to finish top 3 in order to at least force a tiebreaker with Dart. But
And he
still,
got
I mean,
4th.
yeah, he made it this far. He still gets a World Championship point,
And
that's it.
that's it. Yep.
But yeah, the Geico
That
points
is-
that don't we talked about it aren't going to be relevant unless he finished 3rd or higher. We are pretty sure. So, but Tang, I mean, 3rd place. You said he was Dart's champion in that game.
Well,
And,
Dart
Dart
is
has to be
now...
happy.
We have decided our 7th participant for this weekend, and it is Dart. So congrats to him. He will be the highest NA point finisher that has not participated in a Premier Tournament. That's how it works. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
we have one more participant to decide, and that is in our next match.
the next match between the Rat and Weasel.
Yeah.
Will Weasel prove that weasels actually are natural predators for rats? Or will the rat overcome in a David Goliath story?
Wow.
We are going to take
Poetic.
we are going to take a quick break, guys, but the conclusion to NA qualifier number 8 will continue right after this.